friends, I'm Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Look who this is. It's my dad. This is my dad, David Ciotti. And my mom's even in the room.
And so
and a bad dog. Come
here, dear. Here we are. No, we gotta move over. There you go.
Move over more. See? These are my parents. Mom, dad. Mom, dad.
Hi, everybody. Say hi.
Hi. Bye.
What? I have lights that aren't working. Why are they not working? Please work, lights. Why is that light not working?
Oh, right.
Oh, man. Hold on, friends. Hold on. Why are you not?
That's not. They're going to open these
There
up.
it is.
Weird. It's the second time I've had to do that. Very strange.
This one's to you, Dave.
Yeah,
we're looking through the pile
of
of Amazon stuff
you
that's
can bring
been
that upstairs.
coming to the house. The flight footage was from Port St. Joe, which is where they are headed right after this, or
we're going to Tybee.
Okay.
And then somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and then we're going to be near Port St. Joe, but we're not going. Are we going to?
We're going to Presnell's.
We're going to Presnell's. Okay.
Cool.
Tybee,
So we will be there.
Tybee, Emerald Beach, Presnell's.
Oh, okay.
They brought their dog, and she's an old bitch. This dog. And Teddy is a young bastard, and so they're
it's a bad mix.
They're figuring out their relationship right now.
Young bastards, old bitches.
So yeah, that's what's happening upstairs. So this is gonna be probably a disjointed stream. Oh, Joshua's still live, is he? I realized that he was back earlier and started to watch the news. What's he up to? Hold on. Let me see what he's doing. What? Don't forget. Why don't I have audio? Oh, it's just turned off.
In short,
I think he's going through his super chats. Cool. So we'll just dive in. We'll just dive in. What are we doing today? I'm going to show you guys how to repair and reinforce Whoop motor wires that you may have broken because you took the shrink wrap off like I did. If you didn't take the shrink wrap off, you're probably not going to have to deal with this. But if you've ever taken the shrink wrap off these motors, there's a good reason that it's there, and we'll talk about it. So we're going to repair this. I'm going to show you guys a really cool little method of making the tiny Whoop grommets a little bit taller if you can find these little O-rings. I'm basically E6000ing little O-rings to the tops of these grommets to get a little bit more height out of them. You're also going to kind of need this specific WeBleed FPV applicator of E6000 because it has the really fine little point on it. And for whatever reason, the regular welder, it will not stick to the rubber. I don't know, but you'll want this anyway because you got to run like a tiny little bead of the E6000 around the top of the grommets. So
there could be an oil on the O-ring, and if you rubbed it with alcohol, that might clean the oil off, and then it might. It's actually a good idea to clean anything with alcohol before you do it.
I have. Look, did I ever show you these? I found them.
Oh, they're
found
cool.
your.
Yeah,
I've shown you guys these before.
Yeah, they're great.
Growing up, he had a couple of these. Maybe just the one with rubbing alcohol in it, right?
And it's not rubbing alcohol. You want to use 99% isopropyl alcohol. You have to look for it special in the drugstore.
Pain in the ass to find.
It is a pain. Usually you have to ask for it.
These things are super cool. The top part here moves up and down like that, and it pumps the fluid all over your hand. It pumps it into the little dish here, and then you have like a little pool of isopropyl. And yeah, they're just really nice. They're made by Menda, M-E-N-D-A. You can find them on Amazon.
Technitool also. Well, Technitool has a lot of, I shouldn't say that because I haven't ordered from them in a long time, but they had all the little Weha
tools,
and the white pliers that you use,
Yeah.
they're Lindstroms.
Yeah.
Technitool has Lindstrom pliers. They're expensive, but they usually last forever.
Smells like a hospital in here.
Yeah.
We will.
I love the smell of isopropyl alcohol in the morning.
There it is. In chat, Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper was first. Bob Bruce was next. Troy Prelog, Frank Nicholas, WeBleed FPV. What's up, Zotek? Hockey Rounds, Expander, Denzel the Terrible, Riot 9, Simo. Who else is here? Riot 9. Riot 9 says poop faster. Kevin Sumner, Safe Zone FPV. Ethan W, Denzel the Terrible, Hockey Rounds, Cole Powers. Simo again, Fly Zone FPV. Dennis Matovich. Jesse James. Rockcrawler. How do you pronounce that?
Where?
Can I get a channel? Right. Every time. It gets me every time. Can I get a channel? Safe Zone again. RC Roscoe. I haven't seen you in a while, man. How you been? Cole Powers. YouTube just did the thing. Where was I? Somewhere around here. Simon. I think I got everybody. Welcome, friends. Thanks for coming. If you want to talk directly to me, all you got to do is type CiottiFPV into the chat. If you do that and you spell it right, it'll light up an orange like this. You don't have to put the @ but you can if you'd like. You can do this with each other. You can get each other's attention by typing each other's names. And for that person, it'll light up an orange. This is my little website where you can support me. I'm completely crowdfunded by you beautiful people. Streaming schedule with a link to YouTube is here. Patreon, as it says, helps me out the most. Closest thing that I have to a paycheck, and you can join it for as little as $3 a month. That's 7.5 cents per hour of live streaming that I do. You can't tell me that that's not worth it. Over on Etsy, you can buy some fun stickers and random hardware. Over on Teespring, you can get some apparel. Fiverr, you can work one-on-one with me. PayPal button here if you want to do a super chat, but you don't want YouTube to take 30%. And then a whole bunch of affiliate links. If you're doing an order on the internet, someone has an affiliate link to that website. See if you can find it real quick so they can keep doing their thing. I have them for WeBleed FPV, NewBee Drone, FPV Cycle, Amazon, Get FPV, God's website, Brain 3D, HD0, Flywoo, Emacs, Banggood, Camera Butter, and AliExpress. If you're ever doing an order from one of these websites, if you hit my affiliate link at any point before you check out, it'll give me 1 to 6% of your order total. Dogs are freaking out again upstairs. Apache Smoke Wounded Sniper tagged me and said, "What's up? How you doing?" Bob Bruce says, "Hey. Denzel the Terrible says, "I bet you say that's all the girls." Safe Zone says, "It was good." Was good to you as well. Also at CiottiFPV. Fly Zone says, "What's good, bud?" Freelo just says, "Hi, CiottiFPV family."
Hi.
Good
to be here.
Apache Cypher says the same thing. Hello, CiottiFPV family. Rockcrawler says, "Hello, all." Denzel the Terrible says, "Say the date." Today is November 26th. I remembered for like a week straight, and then I started to forget.
That's right.
It was his idea. Jesse James says, "Family gangly." RC Roscoe says, "What's up, what's up, buddy? Finally have time to watch today. Good to have you back, brother." Can I get a channel? Says, "Everyone over here at Bardwell's Live is saying hi." Nice. Cole Powers says, "If you ever get rich enough for a boat, please name it the Ciotti." It's funny that you mentioned that. Wasn't that what you wanted to get for the...
That's the license plate for the RV.
It's exactly that.
CYACHT. The old one was E, and this one is Y. CYACHTY.
It's like this. So it's like CYACHTY. It's in the chat.
Yeah.
Is the current license plate for the
2002 Beaver Marquee.
Thus the shirt.
Well, no, this is Bucky's shirt of the day.
Right. It's Bucky's.
Oops, wrong way.
Yeah, everything's backwards.
One shirt of the day. Here's the other shirt of the day. Oh, no, you got to turn around.
FPV Cycle.
Yeah, it's on the
long
back.
sleeve shirt. This is the best long sleeve shirt in all of FPV. I need to get long sleeve shirts up on long sleeve t-shirts. Etsy. I should say up on the Teespring store.
Teespring. Because
there aren't many. There aren't many FPV long sleeve t-shirts, and they're the best. Not the best, but they're good. Freelojo says you can get 99% IPA on Amazon.
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
You can.
I don't know where I found
quart
it.
Jars of it. That's the last time I bought it. I bought a gallon.
Let's find it real quick. I'm assuming
99% IPA.
you can just search that. Yeah,
There you
it
go.
is. I try not to buy liquids off of Amazon just because they're so heavy.
Yeah.
But it is tough to find. It really is tough to find.
Get the quart jars, not the gallon jar.
Because it'll evaporate and
No,
explode.
well, when you spill it, you only spill a quart, not a gallon.
Right. It looks like the overall pick is Duda Energy. $33. Jesus.
For a gallon. For 4 quarts.
For 4 quarts. 1
Although they're
gallon
probably
total.
liters. Oh, no, they are quarts. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so there you go. Get you some, friends, and use my affiliate link. Or else...
I'm going to have to give them more money.
Tiberius just spent $400 using my links. Thank you so much, Tiberius. Very cool of you. I actually remembered to use my own GetFPV affiliate link the other night, and I ordered a bunch of stuff. Who got Black Friday stuff? Type into the chat what you got from Black Friday to make everyone else jealous, and or remind everyone else what is potentially on sale, because Cyber Monday will probably be all of the same sales and all of the same discounts and whatnot. So, yeah. Tell us what you bought for Black Friday, FPV related, in the chat, and you'll be helping everybody out. I heard a dog come downstairs.
Come here, Teddy.
The badder dog came down.
Oh,
Tiberius,
Aaron?
thank you. That's super cool of you.
Beer
No
or
thanks.
wine?
I'm good.
This is for you.
I'll take a wine.
FP Avery says, what's up, all? Pops in the house. Indeed. FP Avery says, what's on the back of the shirt? It's the giant... It's just a giant FPV Cycle logo, basically.
That's good.
Is on the back of this one. So yeah, it's a cool shirt. Support Bob Ruby. He's done amazing things for all of us in FPV. Patchy Smoke got a bunch of T-Motor stuff. I did too. I got 8 F40 Pro 4s from RDQ because they were 17 point something each, which is a great deal. Oh, and a Quad Mula. 3.5, very cool. That'd be the Siren. Oh wait, no, 3.5.
Uh-oh.
What do they have as a 3.5? Did he pee? Tell me he didn't pee.
Candy kisses, Aaron. That's bad.
Oh yeah.
That's
What does
bad.
Quad Mula have? That's 3.5. I didn't even. I've only ever looked at their 2.5-inch and 3-inch stuff. Siren F3. Is it a racing frame that they have in? So I think you got the Apache Smoke. I'm assuming that you got the Siren, and just maybe you're realizing right now that it's only going to clear 3-inch props. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Look at the regular one is sold out. I'll be damned. I did not see. Did Quadmula do a? Did they do any Black Friday stuff? It doesn't look like it. I need to snag one of the Siren splits before it sells out. If the regular one, I'm shocked that the regular one sold out and the split didn't. Oh, it was a typo. Okay, cool. Safe Zone says too broke to this FPV habit. Oh man, you found one of the cheap hobbies, dude. All right. What are we doing first? Oh, hey, 6 batteries a day today too. We're doing 6 batteries a day.
Papa Ciotti loops.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit my dad in the head.
I wonder how many props you're going to get to tangle in my hair.
I disarm before I hit. Usually, I
okay.
try. Used to it. Let's fly first, because then I can turn off some of the things. And if Joshua is still streaming, then we can get the flying out of the way.
He's been frozen for a while.
This is him doing the news last week, actually.
Okay.
But I am. Hold on. Let me see if he's still going. Because we can. All right. No. He finished up. All right. Cool. So yeah, let's get the flying out of the way, because it might be a hot mess. If you haven't flown your 6 batteries yet today, get your ass in gear, because if I have to do it, so do you. We can wait. Let me get warmed up actually a little bit.
I'm going for my wine.
Liar, you're getting more chocolate.
No. That was a good guess, but
Actually, no. Let's face. June Loca says, "Doesn't Tiny Whoop have a face net?" They do, and I actually own it. It's just buried in the box. They actually have a bunch. Let me. Here's the genius of Jesse Perkins. I think there's even a part of the website with them. It's not in pigtail. Here it is. Hair protection / fashion. So Jesse has all different versions of face protection, all the way to full body protection. So it starts with just beard protection, and then it progresses to bigger beard protection. And then there's shower cap, hair only protection. And then there's the whole head net.
That looks really weird with the goggles.
And then there's the different whole head net. And this is the one that I actually have, I believe. And then the full body protection. However,
is that Kevlar?
whatever level of hair protection you need.
Is that meant for flying the bigger?
He's got you covered, I guess.
Because with these things, you don't need anything, do you?
Not really.
They can't hurt you.
Not really. Yeah. And then there's the
well, we'll find out today.
the tight head net. I've gotten it stuck in my own hair before. It will absolutely get stuck in hair if it's still armed. So yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, let's fix this because this is one of the rigs that we're testing the frames on, and I want to keep it fair. 2 batteries every day into each one of these. So let's fix this first, and my dad can be the chat slave reading through the
I gotta
chat.
get out of the way. Or do you want? Yeah, slide your chair over. I'll bring this one in.
Okay.
You can sit on that one.
That works.
Oh, I don't want to put this on
So, nah, you're fine. Just don't spill it.
your. Yeah,
It'll
that's
be
what I mean.
fine.
No. Where am I? I'm not on screen.
Nope.
Okay, I'm reading chat.
Yeah, let me actually move it
I need glasses.
over. And all right, cool. So now chat be over this.
How
way.
small is this, Aaron? My God.
Hold on.
I got it. I can see it. If I cleaned the glasses, I'd be fine. Doesn't oh, there we go.
There you go.
Face whoop. I saw that.
All right, cool. So here's what happened with this rig. I switched the motor. So Tiny Whoop sells the JST 1.25 or 1.0. I forget which ones, but the standardized plugs with different colored wires: red, green, blue, yellow, white. I might be missing one, or there is black on there. That might be the 6th one. So I got a set of the motor wires in white because this whole build is white. And lazily, when I soldered these on, so when you buy motors, they've got either liquid electric tape or shrink wrap on the base of the motor where it meets the stator. So this is a Happy model motor, and this is an older one, and it comes with a little bit of liquid electric tape there on top of the solder joints. The newer motors come with little bits of shrink wrap, which I've been doing one by one on these motors as they've broken. I just kind of didn't realize how important that shrink wrap was. And yep, this set of motors taught me that. So when you don't use the shrink wrap, basically what happens is eventually you're going to grab this motor here in order to remove a propeller. And when you do that, it makes these wires, it just stresses out the wires and puts them at like a 90-degree angle. And then eventually what happens is one of the leads will break off, as this one has, and now you're screwed. So yeah, what I've realized is that by either leaving the shrink wrap on that they ship with and transferring it to the different motors, or just adding your own little bit of shrink wrap, you can fix that problem. So make sure that your motors have the shrink wrap, because eventually you will break those leads off, or the leads will kind of break off on their own. The leads none of them have broken while I've been pinching the motor, probably because I've realized this issue and I've stopped pinching the motor on top of the wire connections. So yeah, make sure you have that shrink wrap on there, and you won't have this happen. So we are going to use this little tin of mass adhesive thermally resistive putty to get this job done. It works really well. Massadhesive.com is the website. Get you some. It is better than blue Fun Tack because it's designed to not absorb heat. So what I like to do is, I usually do this with the prop off, but we could probably, let's take it off. Take the motor and put it upside down into the putty.
Dennis Matovich had a wasp crawl up his pant leg while he was flying.
Jesus Christ. That is a nightmare.
Yeah, I had one when I was a kid. I had one go down my T-shirt, and he stung me on my chest about 4 or 5 times before I could get him off.
So with the putty, you can just put it in there like that, and then that's going to hold it. The only thing it doesn't do is this can still kind of rotate, but you'll be all right. You'll be all right. So I'm going to remove the entire set of wires here so that I can cut them to be the even length, because I'm a crazy person like that. And, you know, if you're not going to fly good, which happens a lot around here, at least you got to look good. So let's just put a little bit of flux paste on here from this really nice little syringe, just a tiny little bit. With tiny whoop motors, you want to be careful not to put too much flux, because when you heat the flux up, it will move all around, and I've actually had a situation where the flux has gotten up into the motor shaft bearing, and these motors don't make enough power if there's like anything obscuring them to push through, so that will stop the motor from turning.
Now the flux cleans the metal that you're soldering to. It actually does not help conduct the heat. It just cleans the metal so the metal can make better contact with the soldering iron, and that will conduct the heat better. Huh. But the flux is actually a cleaner. And if you do a lot of soldering, see the smoke that's coming off the flux? That's carcinogenic. So don't breathe.
Thus, lead-free solder.
That's why, well, that's one reason for lead-free solder, although the flux for lead-free solder is still carcinogenic.
What is it?
But soldering, somebody who solders 8 hours a day, they'll have a fan next to their stations that will remove the smoke from the flux.
There it is. You could sort of do that with a gangly fan.
Yes.
You'd have to stand it up on its side.
If you're only soldering a couple of minutes a day or a couple of minutes a week, doesn't matter. You're not getting enough of you're not inhaling enough of the smoke to cause a problem. But if you're soldering in your job where you're going to do it 5 or 6 hours a day, 5 days is a work week? I forget. I've been retired so long. Then you'd want some kind of smoke removal system, some kind of air purification system to get the smoke from the flux out, keep it out of your lungs.
Maybe Douglas Otwell will design a little thing for the gangly fan to stand up. You never know. I mean, you could. I think it'll stand on end. Yeah. Yeah, it is thick enough. You could just stand it up on end.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, as Father has always told me, it only really matters if you're soldering a lot every day. And we really don't build that many rigs. Like if you start building rigs to sell, yeah, maybe.
Right. And that's why it's also not that important for us to use lead-free solder, because the amount of lead that we're dealing with is not impacting the environment, even though it is toxic.
Thank God, because that shit sucks.
The lead-free solder, I've never had to solder with it. I had a job offer that fell through where I was going to have to learn how to lead-free solder, because there are different techniques you have to use, and I'm glad I didn't have to.
No way. Any idea what those are?
No, I never learned.
Right.
And all the soldering schools that I went to, we were eutectic solder, the 6337 solder.
I just put it up there.
The reason why that solder is preferable to 6040 solder is the solder melts at about 350, 375, 400 degrees, somewhere in there. So when you put your soldering iron on it and you're heating it up, well, the soldering iron may be 700 degrees, but then the wire that you're touching is probably 650 degrees. The circuit board, because it's distributing heat more, is probably only about 600 degrees. So you have a whole range of temperatures that you're dealing with. Well, then you remove the soldering iron and everything starts to cool down. 6040 solder goes through a plastic state while it's cooling. And when it's in that plastic state, if you're holding it with your fingers, and your fingers have a pulse in them, which they would for most of us who are alive, you're moving the connection, you're wiggling the solder joint while it is cooling. And if you wiggle it while the solder is in that plastic state, you have a cold solder joint. So the eutectic solder, the 3763, I don't know which one is 37, it's lead and tin. I don't know which one is which.
Oh God, yeah, I don't either.
That plastic state is either reduced or eliminated. I forget. It might be completely eliminated, and that's why the eutectic solder, the 37 solder, is preferable to 6040 solder.
Doesn't it also cool slower?
I don't think so.
Ah.
Percentages aren't enough to make it cool slower. But the while it's in that plastic state, which is probably around 400 degrees, 390 degrees, somewhere in there, that's reduced. And you're less likely to make cold solder joints.
What's the reasoning for not blowing on the solder joints to get them to cool down faster?
It's external cooling. So when you want the solder to cool evenly from the outside in, right? The outside of the solder is going to get cold, is going to cool faster than the actual connection between the wire and the circuit board. So if you add external cooling by blowing on it, you are artificially cooling the outside, and you should just let it settle by itself. And it's a hard habit to get out of. I blow on the solder joints all the time. You know what? I was trying to solder, I'm not on screen. I was trying to solder a very simple connection, a couple of batteries to a picture frame that my wife bought, and then the little battery holder fell off. I can't solder anymore. My hands shake too much.
Really?
At 74 years old.
Even bracing?
Well, this particular, it does help when I brace, but not enough.
Right.
Just too old.
All right, so I stripped I cut and stripped the wires off camera there. Sorry about that. It's just hard to do it on camera. And now I'm just going to tin these wires. Tip of the soldering iron below, and then we're going to feed. This is actually the 6337 down here. +1 to you, Jellen's question.
Yeah, what do you do in your thumbs regularly to have Band-Aids on?
I have horrendous anxiety, and I chew the shit out of my fingernails and pick my fingernails and the skin around my fingers. Because, why not be a crazy person? We're only here for a little while. Why not be crazy while we're here?
I did that till I was about 45 or 50, Aaron, so you only have a couple more years to go through, and then
awesome.
You'll stop doing that.
Awesome. Playing video games does actually help because both my hands are on the controller.
That's true.
But yeah, when I'm trying to get work done,
he's he's addicted to Band-Aids.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. All right, let me take a quick look at
63% tin, 37% lead.
Thank God.
Freeload Thank you, Freeload.
We don't need any more lead in our lives.
Oh, and somebody said that explanation would be a great clip for eutectic solder.
Yeah. Good call.
+1 to you, Jellen's question.
All right, so
Oh, what are you doing to your thumbs?
I like, and here's a quick, completely insane thing that you guys can do. If you solder these onto the motors with this part of the plug, hold on. All right, if you solder them with that part of the plug with the latches facing upwards, then your wire runs from the motor to the plug are a little bit neater. See, the wire runs are left to left, middle to middle, right to right. If you solder it with the plug the other way around, then there's going to be a twist that you have to put in there, which, I did the twist thing for a little bit because I thought that it would kind of flatten the wires out a little bit.
No, round them
so there was a little bit of airflow, but I don't think that really matters. And this looks neater, so I do it this way now. But you do you, friends. All right, so now is the hard bit, and that is getting these tiny little wires soldered to the tiny little pads. So let's just...
Dennis, the fan can blow in either direction. It doesn't matter as long as it moves the smoke away from your nose and mouth so you don't breathe it in.
All right, here we go.
Oh, here we go. Flush FPV. I'm 57 and just stopped biting my nails. See, I told you wouldn't have much longer to deal with this.
There we go. Oh, and I'm currently forgetting to put the shrink wrap on here. This is a lot of times what causes shrink wrap not to end up on these is that you have to put it on now.
That's hereditary.
Yeah. I've heard this from everybody that I've ever met that solders. Like, how often do you forget to put the shrink wrap on? Constantly. Yeah.
Oh God. That you'll never lose that.
Yeah, you never grow out of that. All right, so let's try to find some.
And WeBleed says, "I know a little something about Band-Aids."
What's up, yeah, Zotac. What Zotac is referring to is his custom WeBleed Band-Aids. FPV has really made it. We have custom Band-Aids. That's how you know that FPV has made it. This tin, so Zotac sells these, and this tin is great. You can put it's almost the perfect width for tiny whoop batteries, and it's metal. So in theory, if the batteries ever caught on fire, they wouldn't shoot out of this little tin. So yeah, get you some WeBleed Band-Aids. And then use all the Band-Aids because you're a crazy person. And then once the Band-Aids are gone, you can put a whole bunch of tiny whoop batteries into the little WeBleed tin. It's very, very cool.
And when are they doing sutures and scalpels?
Yeah, right. Zotac, well. All right, so I don't have any shrimp wrap that is cut to the right length. So let's...
Brad Mondin wants to know, is 75 millimeter ideal Walksnail build?
Maybe. It depends. It mainly depends on like what you want to do with the rig. So I've done a 65 millimeter freestyle build, which you can check out by using the little search function on my channel. And now I've changed that into like a cinematic little RC drift car chasing setup, which you can check out 1 or 2 live streams ago. Yeah, it really depends. A 65 millimeter Walksnail rig, it's a little heavy. It really, again, it sort of depends on what you're looking for. Personally, I am going to rebuild it's not so bad that I won't rebuild it. I am absolutely planning on rebuilding the 65 millimeter. So this is the size that we want. The 65 millimeter setup for freestyle. I'm also going to be doing a 75. And so what I'll say is for indoor freestyle, I would still stick with the 65. Just to try to not break your house. The 75 is just going to hit your belongings really hard, especially with the extra weight of Walksnail. So yeah, that's a really tough one, man. Like that is it's kind of right in between. unfortunately, there's not any like 35 millimeter bi-blades or a really good 35 mil frame. But yeah, so it depends, man. What like if you're gonna mainly fly it inside, I would say 65. If it's gonna be indoor and outdoor, I think maybe 75. But yeah, you can go check out how the 65 rig flies. There's a bunch of flight footage on the channel here, or just wait on the 75 because it's coming. I'm currently the 75 build is being held up because the AIO exploded the first time I put power to it, and it is currently at NewBee drone being repaired.
Okay, and the next question is digital goggles, Walksnail or DJI, and what goggles if Walksnail?
Oh my god.
And yes, Rob, that is Mr. Ciotti.
That is a tough one.
Or as Aaron says, hey you.
Hey you. Hey big fella.
Oh, and getting bigger. Jesus. Don't talk about that. I got new pants, and I thought getting a smaller waist size would help me lose weight. Just makes me more uncomfortable when I eat too much.
Damnedest thing.
Damn. Yeah. They should make them with a thing in there, a little vibrator or something to work the weight off your belly. Never mind.
Is that a real thing?
No.
All right, so now that the shrink wrap is on here, I'm going to struggle to connect these wires because, my God, it's just, these pads are so small and the wires are so small.
Yeah.
I did not check if these wires will be long enough, so we might do this all and then they're going to be too short, so that's exciting.
And off stream, I have a suggestion to help you with that. But looking at how small it is, I don't know, man. My suggestion, now that I'm getting to see how the sausage is made and how small all this stuff is, oh my God. I mean, I've been in here in this room before, and I've seen all these little drones fly around. I just never appreciated how tiny everything is and how fat my fingers are.
Yeah, 30 gauge wires or something else.
Jesus. The only time I've dealt with 30 gauge wires is wire wrapping, never soldering to it, just wire wrapping with it. And these, you don't wire wrap on these guys.
I don't even know what wire wrapping is.
Okay, it's not important. You'll never see it. I think it's a lost. I don't know that anyone does. Well, I guess for prototyping large boards, wire wrapping would still make sense. I think. Yeah, rather than having a. Rob, I'm not going to repeat that because that's what she said.
Yeah. So there it is. There's all three of them on there. Not super happy with the first one. The flux all burned off, and the solder is trying to chase the heat source. So let's just put a little tiny bit of flux on all three, and I might as well just make sure all three are good. Oops. All right. So just real quick here, just the tiniest little bit.
So did you ever tell Brad
of flux
what goggles to buy?
Yeah, I need to figure that out. So, goggle selection is a pretty individualized decision. Let me do this really quickly here. Let me just focus on this real quick, guys, just because this is so goddamn small. Grabbing all three of these wires allows me to heat one of these up, and it'll stay in place. So if you need to rework a joint, this is a little bit of a cheat code because all three wires will stay exactly where they are because you're not heating all three of them up at once, right? So there we go. That's done. Goggle choice is pretty sort of subjective. I'm going to just give you the pluses and minuses of this solder is awful thin.
It's very thin solder.
I like this I like
the thicker
that
stuff,
thickness
but
of
that's
solder.
not bad. It on your close-up cameras, it looks a lot bigger than it actually is.
Right.
Yeah, but that is better to use because you'll use less solder, and that's the problem with most solder joints have too much solder on them. You end up with convex blobs of solder, and it should not be convex. It should be concave, so that you could actually see the wire and you could see the path that the current would take from the wire to the circuit board. And when you're convex, right, which is a blob, which is like a drop.
Convex?
No, that's concave.
No, this is concave. This is what you want.
Convex is like that.
You don't want that.
Right.
And this is what we always do. We always do big balls of solder.
Yeah. And the problem is you can't actually see where the current is flowing when you're convex. Only when you're concave can you see the wire and the circuit board and then the solder flowing from the wire to the circuit board. You also should be able to see the individual strands in the wire, which is almost impossible with these tiny wires. And like I said the last time I was live, that's FM. It's truly fucking magic to do this kind of work correctly. It's FM.
All right, I have to relaunch the Logitech app because it's just being an idiot. Hold on. It just refuses to focus. And I'm starting to realize that that's application based.
I need a white piece of paper. Let's try it.
Yeah, it's got plenty. Here it goes. As soon as I quit out and relaunch the app, it started. All right, cool. So here's the last thing I want to show you guys. This is why the shrink wrap works. So you've got a little tiny PCB where the solder pads are, and that PCB has a little bit of thickness to it there. So the shrink wrap needs to go up over that PCB like this. You got to really push it up on there, and it's going to foul on the motor bell a little bit, but that's okay because it's going to shrink down. So you got to really push it up onto the PCB here and then shrink it down. And when you're shrinking it down, you want to make sure that it doesn't slide down the wires because all the strength comes from the shrink wrap being up on this PCB. So push it down as far as you can here, and then a lighter is like a very small little bit of heat that's going to come in, and just do it a little bit at a time. Give it a little bit of heat, push it back up, give it a little bit more. Make sure it's not sliding down. Burn yourself a little bit. It's worth it.
Hey, you have to make the sacrifice.
And there you go.
You know, if there's no pain, there's no gain.
There it is. And now, since you've done it gradually, it won't have slid down. And now what I'll do is I'll grab it from the wires and just hit it, or the wire end, and just hit it one last time. And now, when you grab this, if you accidentally grab this, the shrink wrap is going to hold the wires nice and straight and prevent them from having that little 90-degree bend. The only other thing you want to check is that the shrink wrap is not touching the bell there, and you can just kind of look at it and see. Usually,
here it goes.
Usually you can just look down the side of it there and you can see, or you can just
under the bell.
Try to spin.
Yeah.
Try to spin it, and if it's touching, you'll know.
Yeah.
Because it just won't rotate. And there you go. That's how to set the motors up to be a little bit more durable. That's the main thing I want to show you guys today. I know I've talked about it before, but I've never actually shown the full method on how to do that. This rig now has all 4 motors that have been repaired with that. Like I said, the motors come with a little bit of shrink wrap there, and that's exactly why if you forget to put that shrink wrap back on, just make absolutely sure when you grab your motor, you grab it from out here, and that you never put a finger up here to grab the motor, because you will 90-degree those wires, and then they will eventually bend. Goggle selection. So here's how it breaks down. Analog, lowest latency, highest highest like durability / reliability. Analog does not just black screen and refuse to come back. It slowly gets more and more fuzzy until it goes all the way away. Latency is lower than anything and will always be lower than anything. So if you're in a scenario where there's a chance that someone will walk in front, someone or something will walk in front of the drone or just come from, screen left or screen right into your vision, the low latency is king, because it doesn't matter in this scenario where someone walks out in front of you or gets in front of you from off camera, being able to see them very clearly does not matter. It's an object that you didn't expect, that you don't want to hit, that's coming in front of you. So every single millisecond of latency for that view, for them to come into your view sooner than later, is what matters. Analog is also the cheapest, which does matter. Now let's see if this cable's long enough.
DJI does not have a 1S board.
DJI does not. Analog also gives you 1S options. Really good point.
That's Rob Axelson's comment.
All the way up to a million S. So yeah, Analog has been around the longest. So it's
a million S.
It's gonna have.
You working at the plasma physics lab again? Right? I dealt with a million S.
It's gonna have the most possible. I wonder what do you know what the voltage was on that shit?
The highest voltage that we had to deal with, the highest DC voltage was 185,000 volts.
Hey, chat, somebody do the S. Adapt that to S.
185,000 volts DC.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's insane.
We're
good.
That was fed by 13.8 three-phase AC, 13.8 kV three-phase AC, and the people who worked in the electrical section, they always wanted to test the circuit breakers. We had special circuit breakers for that 13.8 thousand volt AC three-phase circuit, but the electrical people were afraid to test it. Well, I tested it for them, and the breakers worked just fine. I closed a spring-loaded switch it took two hands, and you couldn't bend it by pushing with your arms. You had to stoop because it was like 150, 200 pounds. Well, I closed one of those switches onto 13.8 thousand volts AC, three-phase, and the breaker tripped. And it didn't catch fire, it didn't explode, it didn't come blowing out of the breaker enclosure. So the AC guys were really happy when I closed that.
Sacrificed it all.
Once they stopped yelling at me. But it wasn't my fault.
4,404 S. No, holy shit, no, 44,047 S.
Yeah.
Wow. So it takes by the time, a city.
But by the time we used it, it was down to 120,000 volts DC, so that was nothing.
It's fine.
One vacuum tube that turned the 120. It took the 185,000 volts DC and regulated it down to 120,000 volt DC because it was important that we had fairly good regulation on that. RCA built the tubes that did that. 350-pound vacuum tubes.
My God.
Yeah, you needed a crane to install the tube into the enclosure, right? 350 pounds. You couldn't get enough people in there,
right,
to lift that up. And I got scars on my head from that still.
Really?
Yeah, I dropped one of the cranes on my head. 13 stitches in the top of my head.
Wow.
It's a good thing I have a hard head. Yeah. So that's something else you have to be appreciative of.
It's always been like that.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, so goggles. Analog, and for the record, Analog is not dead. Anybody that says Analog is dead doesn't have any idea what they're talking about. I've got two cinematic rigs that I bring to certain jobs with me where I think maybe somebody could walk in front of me And they work great, and that's, work. And I do know of other pilots that fly real Fluxy from DRL flew the Red Bull downhill gig on analog. They did it because they needed to have a repeater to cover the whole run, but there are still uses where analog is absolutely king. So that's analog. Then old school DJI with Vistas. Nothing wrong with it. Much better image quality. Inexpensive because it's been around for a while and you can find people selling it cheap used. The goggles, they're huge and they look like a helmet, but they work and they're relatively comfortable for most people. And what else? What are the other pros of the Vista stuff? The main pro is that it's been around the longest. The firmware has been updated the most number of times. Buy it used off of people. It's the second heaviest. But you can make those Vistas naked and they're not that heavy at that point. They are two boards, double stack, which is kind of a pain in the ass to package sometimes, but, yeah, nothing wrong with old school DJI. Walksnail, single thickness VTXs. VTXs are 25 by 25, which is kind of annoying sometimes. Certain frames won't have that AIO sized mounting. Walksnail gives you lightweight. Okay, so the big problem with old school DJI is it's heavy. And there's no 1S support whatsoever. So never going to be on a proper 1S tiny whoop. It's also too heavy for that, so kind of doesn't even matter that it doesn't have 1S support. Walksnail, brilliant for tiny whoops. Are like not the only HD system. HD0 will work with tiny whoops, but HD0, I don't know. It's like halfway between. It is digital, but in terms of image quality, it's halfway between analog and like proper digital. So yeah, Walksnail is 1080-60 on board, and then 1080-30 on the goggles, or 720-60 on the goggles. In my opinion, Walksnail is the most versatile because you can put it on tiny whoops with 6 point something gram setup, and then all the way up to big stuff. They're also they're just paying attention to the community more than DJI, which makes a big difference. HD0, significantly worse image quality, better latency though. And I think on the 90 frame per second camera, it might even be the same, if not better latency than analog. It's close though. HD0 is also really good for racing. It's kind of the only HD option for racing, realistically. And they listen to the community, which is great. Nothing wrong with HD0. It just doesn't give you the image quality. It's like slightly better than analog image quality. It is not comparable to any of the other systems in terms of image quality. And then the last option is O3. O3 is the heaviest with the best image quality, 4K. It's a split camera in that it's going to record 4K on board, and with split cameras, there's always a give and take. And the give and take is that it's the worst FPV performance. It doesn't love low light, and it's got the most latency. So it's the worst out of all these options for us as pilots to fly through, other than the fact that it's 1080 in the goggles, but Walksnail gives you 1080 in the goggles. So yeah, there's really no advantage there. It's the heaviest, it's the newest, it's significantly more expensive, and that's it. Those are the pluses and minuses.
There's a super chat here.
Kevin James, $5. Thank you, dude. He says, credit due to Danzilla.
Danzilla asked
how to properly splice/solder damaged motor wires. My Alpha 85 does this often. Depends on what you mean by damaged. How are they getting damaged?
What Danzilla originally asked was how to splice two wires together. And that's what I'm doing on screen here.
Cool.
I hope everybody saw Something that I never had the pleasure of dealing with was silicone insulation on the wires, which you could strip with your fingernails. I've never been able to do that until tonight, just now. I've always had to use either thermal wire strippers, which are incredibly expensive and bulky, or a wire stripper that had individual cutouts for individual gauges of wires. So that's what I've done here. I've got 2 wires with a little, it's like 1/4 of an inch of the insulation strip off of each one. And now I'm going to tin these 2 wires. And a little trick that I learned, if you're fast with the soldering iron, you can clean the tip with your fingers. You don't have to go to the, you can see my hand shaking. There's nothing I can do about that except get younger. And now and you can see I have tape holding the wires down. That lets me pick the wire up with the soldering iron and then drop solder on from the top. And then I like to give the wires a little flick like that. That'll get rid of the extra solder on the wire. Now you get rid of the tape. We're done with that. And now you take your wires, the tin section of the wire. And of course, if you were doing this in the real world, you would put heat shrink on here already. And can you see the little hook in the wire? Right? You put little hooks in both wires. And the only reason why I'm doing this with hooks is because of the smallness of all this stuff. Then you hook those 2 together. You take your pliers and you crimp the wire, and you crimp the wire onto each other. This is a lot harder with these tiny, I'm not used to working with wires this small. But all I'm doing is pinching these wires together. And the trick here is you have to use flat blade pliers to do this, right? The insides of these pincers on these pliers are flat. That way it will not put a crease in the conductors. And once you get them pinched together, now you've got a solid a section of wire, right, that'll stay together while you solder it. So when you do the last solder connection, you don't have to hold on to the wires while they cool.
And it also now eliminates the solder from being the mechanical.
That's right. You have
connection,
a mechanical force in addition to the solder. The solder helps, but the solder, this solder is very soft. Well, once you're done soldering with it, it stays soft. It doesn't work harden. So you can't depend on the solder for a mechanical connection. There's got to be a regular a physical connection, and that looks pretty good, not bad. You can't tell until you look at it with an eye loop. And there's too much solder on there, but like I said before, with these 30 gauge wires, you can't help that. Now you'd slip your heat shrink over that, shrink the heat shrink down, and you've got as good a connection as you can get. What you should do with bigger wires would be to strip about 1 inch of insulation off of each wire, right? I'm not going to do it here. And then you would cross them like that and wrap this one around this way and the other one around the other way, right, until the wire was all gone. And then solder that 1/2 inch long joint there between the 2 wires. That's what how we were taught to splice 2 wires together, is like that. And then you would run solder through that whole thing, and that would be your connection. This is half-assed, but with the 30 gauge wire, it's as good as you can do.
And a lot of times we need to have it be small.
You do need to make it small.
Gap.
And the correct way to do it would make a big, you need a couple of inches of wire, and there aren't any. There are very few wires on these rigs that are a couple inches long. You going to do mailbag?
Yes.
We're gonna fly.
Yes. No, let's fly first.
Okay.
Let's fly first.
Then we'll do mailbag.
Um,
So get warmed up, and then
Sure,
we'll do
I
the
got
Papa
this setting.
Ciotti loops.
set this focus real
Do you want a bigger
quick.
toolbox than this?
No, it's perfect.
Okay. Because I have a bigger one that I don't use anymore. And I've
right.
turned the soldering iron off
That focus is good. All right, cool. So now we're
and
good.
put all the tools away.
Oh shit! Did I just close out of the application? I did. All right, hold on. All right. Let me make sure that we didn't miss any chat stuff. So.
Right, the gangly fan was because of the smoke coming off of the...
All right, cool. Ugel and we got that.
Right,
Brad Mondin got that.
yes. Brad asked four
Digital
questions.
Okay, good. Roblox is in there. We got that. Brad says definitely freestyle. Good. What do you think about the 1102s on 75 millimeter for outside mostly? 1102s are a little bit too big. 1002 is as big as you need. But I actually really prefer 0802s for 75 millimeter rigs on the Gemfan biblades. That's what's on the 75 millimeter build on Joshua's channel. That's their website. That's sort of the easy button. Go to fpvknowitall.com and then there's a tiny whoop section. I have put years of info in that section there. There's 65 millimeter builds, race, freestyle. There's 75 millimeter build. All the parts are listed out. But yeah, 1102s are definitely too big. I've tested them to death. 1002 is the biggest motor you need for a 75 millimeter rig, unless you're picking something up. If you're picking up like a 25, 30, 35 gram weight, you might need to go up to 1102, but I actually don't. I have a 26 gram payload tiny lifter on 1002s. That's fine.
How many people have liked the stream?
I don't know. Not enough.
I can't see.
Never enough.
Where is it?
I don't even have that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I see it on
Joshua's.
Joshua's 440. Oh, my God.
I know. He has a huge audience.
He has a large following.
Yeah.
Likes, people, likes.
Roblox, okay, got that. Denzel okay, good.
Oh, that's, I guess when the bubbles come up from the heart, that's people liking your stream.
Maybe?
See the bubbles coming up?
10%. P. Richard Scott's in the house. What's up, homie? You back from Washington yet? I assume so. I assume you're not watching me from Washington. That'd be crazy.
You're welcome, Danzilla.
Rob Oxenden says, I definitely learned something today. Awesome. Rob Oxenden says, HD0 goggles with the Walksnail VRX. I don't like the way that the goggles feel with the VRXs hanging off the front, but if you're less picky than I am, the HD0 goggles are definitely amazing. Best analog goggles possible because they have a de-interlaced DVR setup in them. Yeah, I'm not into HD0, so for me to spend $500+ on goggles meant for HD0 is a little silly. But if you're into HD0, the HD0 goggles are a no-brainer.
I got that on me.
Denzel says thank you. Rob Oxenden says, oh god, we can only use a few extra inches. Speak for yourself, Rob. Will FPV says, I'm trying to decide on...
Wait, let's get your mother back down here and see. Let's get the female point of view on that.
Oh, let's not.
Sue!
Let's not. No, stay! Stay away. Will FPV says, I'm trying to decide on whoop cameras, and since the pinch is out of stock, I'm stuck between the Caddx Ant Light and the Foxier Razor Pico and BI. Any suggestions? Will, the cameras are pretty... Like, I absolutely hate the Caddx Ant Light. I've heard loads of people that love it. I love the BI. Loads of people hate it. It's such a specific, unique thing. Luckily, these three cameras that you're suggesting are all like $20. So to some extent, just pick one, buy it. If you love it, great. If you don't, buy the next one. Personally, I actually like the Runcam Nano 3 the best, mainly because it's the one meant for this awesome Mobula 6 canopy. So it, like, the way that the camera looks and stuff like that is not the whole story. The whole story is like, how durable is it? What canopies are there for it? So keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't have an answer for you. Like each camera so the BI is really good because it's very wide field of view. The Caddx Ant-Lite is really good apparently because lots of people love it. The Foxier Razor Pico is somewhere in between. Here. The Caddx Ant-Lite is good because you can hook a remote up to it and change the settings on it. None of the other ones allow you to do that. Foxier Razor Pico is good because it's just kind of a good all-rounder. Not the widest field of view. Yeah, just a good all-rounder. The Runcam Nano 3 is good because it fits in this, and it's just another kind of good all-rounder. So, yeah. Cameras are tough. You're going to love one, you're going to hate another one, and that might be totally different than the rest of us. So, to some extent, look up reviews of people reviewing the cameras here on YouTube, and then just close your eyes and point to one, and you're only out $20-ish if you get the one that you don't love the most. You're probably going to break it anyway, so yeah, it's not going to last. They don't last forever. FPV Your World says, best family live stream ever. Indeed. Much love, brother. You as well. Thank you, dude. What is... Oh, the like number is cool. Thank you, guys. Now we beat Tiny Whoops to death.
And... somebody said...
I have to put this in the Betaflight.
Somebody said not to mailbag and to do flying.
Yeah, we're doing flying first. We're going to do flying right now. Since I switched the order of the cables, I have to put this into Betaflight and get this one motor spinning back in the correct direction. So let's do that real quick. If you've got motors that are spinning in the wrong, not all the correct proper directions, this is how you do it. Fire up Betaflight, plug in via USB. You are going to need power for this. Anything other than a Tiny Whoop, you are going to pull the propellers off to do this. You're going to come into the motors tab here, and there's a motor direction wizard that Betaflight has put in. Click it. This is where it tells you to remove the props. Tiny Whoops don't make enough power, so you're fine. Click the thing that says that you've removed your propellers. You can do them individually, but the wizard works really well. Click that. Click the start and spin motors button. It is going to spin all of these motors up, and it's spinning them in the default direction. If you've made changes to this in the past, right now it does not reflect those changes. You're going to have to make those changes again. So this is now spinning the default direction. You need to check all four of them. Motor 1 is spinning props in. I don't want that. I'm going to click it, and that's going to reverse it. Motor 2 is spinning props out. That's good. Motor 3 is spinning props out. That's good. Motor 4 is spinning props in. What I do is I just touch the hub.
Do it close to the mic.
And you can feel it.
Because they can hear it.
I can't. It's too short.
The cable's not long enough.
But if you touch it in by the hub really gentle, you can feel which direction they're spinning. No need to try to like look at it and see it. Just, yeah, really lightly touch it in by the hub and you'll kind of feel it. So motor 4 was the other one that we need to reverse. Click it to reverse it. You can double check them in here, but what I like to do is click stop motors. That saves it, close it, and then I come to the manual testing down here. I understand the risks, flip this button, and just pull this master slider up a little bit. You can get a little bit more RPM into them, and now just check it one more time. Motor 1 is spinning props out, motor 2 is spinning props out, motor 3 is spinning props out, motor 4 is spinning props out. Now you're absolutely certain that they're all spinning the right direction. The direction that you want them to spin needs to match this picture here. Props in versus props out.
There's arrows on that.
Yep, I
never noticed the arrows.
Props out. So now we're good to go. You can, well, now is actually a good time to check the RPMs of the motors. Pull the master back down and just run each one of these up, and you're gonna look right here. If you're using RPM RPM filtering, right here under the R is going to give you a number. Oh, I clicked the button, but you'll see it changes. I click the thing. So make sure that each of these motors is spinning roughly the same RPM. That was 60,000. 60,000. Oh, that's not going well. Motor 3 is upset with the world.
Was it hitting something?
Weird. Sometimes when you just ramp these things up like this, it gets upset. Sometimes you need to gradually. It has to do with the FETs, but 64,000. What the hell are you smoking, Motor 3?
I want some.
Motor 4 is on 64,000 too. What the shit? That's weird. Motors 1 and 2 are like 4,000 RPM down, but 60,000 RPM is what I would expect to see from 702s with the props on at 32-ish thousand. So motors 3 and 4 are just extra for some reason. Close enough. Let's fly. As long as you're getting over 60,000 on that sort of similar test on an 0702 with a prop on it, what you're mainly looking for is that the 4 motors are somewhat near one another. You don't want one motor that's 20,000 and then the rest are 60,000. That means that one motor or that ESC channel is bad. I don't think I've ever seen these motors crank up to 65,000. That's kind of crazy.
With the props on.
With the props on. Yeah, the fact that they're all over 60, I'm happy. I'm a little weirded out, though, that 2 of them are at 65. I'm going to pay more attention as I do this in the future. But let's fly it. Let's bounce it off the walls. I'll be able to tell pretty quick if there's something going on.
And your father.
And my father's head.
The walls first.
The walls are always first. Got to bounce off the walls into people. That way you can say, I don't know what happened. It's not my fault. Blame the wall.
You tell your mother.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Riot 9, you're correct. Big balls are not desirable. As little solder as possible. Okay, got it.
Makes the quad lighter, too.
Yeah. Small balls for the win. I get hit less often by the family dog. All right. 6 batteries a day, friends. Make sure you do it. If you want to... Wow, I can't believe I just caught that. If you want to be a better pilot, quick, this is how you do it. A set amount of practice every single day. Even if the practice is constant crashing, you're still learning something.
You know, I thought that watching these things fly would be better than watching the video from them.
Not at all.
You can't follow them.
Yeah.
They move too, or at least I can't. They move too fast.
Yeah, I mean, this is as drastic as that's ever going to be.
There we go. Although now those you can tell when I'm watching the stream, I can't tell when you do a Ciotti loop correctly. I don't always see the gate. You can, but looking here, that was low, wasn't it?
Yep.
And that was not. That was through it. Yeah. So that's something I can. Oh, look! You just went into your speaker. You should put the grill guards back on your speakers.
Oh God, you're right.
Because you could take $100 speaker driver out. This is cool. This is really cool. And I think it was very cruel the last time I was here when the people on the chat wanted me to fly. After you're doing this, they wanted to see me attempt. Nah.
It is so incredible. This would be the worst possible thing.
Yeah.
For someone to fly new.
Yeah.
So, the crash testing of these 3 frames continues, and us just flying every day and getting better as pilots.
Papa Ciotti loop
continues. Next battery, we're gonna get in there. Oh God. Hopefully, it landed right side up. Oh, so by the way, this is the rig that we just fixed on the Tiny Whoop 702 32,000s. Oh. No. Come on, little fella. Live!
There it is.
Oh boy, that battery. Oh boy, that battery's dead forever. Alright, so I need like a run up and a run. I think like 45 degrees in front of the TV would be the best bet.
Yes?
Yeah. I think that's my best chance, and
you want open
not
open
hitting you in
arms?
the face. Field goal arms.
Closed arm. Field goal arms?
Yeah.
Can I get up to the ceiling?
All right, here we go.
I can
Here we
almost
go.
get to the ceiling.
Father's doing stretches. We shall hit him in the head with a tiny whoop.
Wait a minute. Let me hike my pants up.
Nobody wants pants down person power loops. Here we go. First try. Ready?
Yeah.
First try coming at you.
Okay.
Right in the back of his head.
Oh! That was a winner!
Oh, God!
That was a hard crash. There it goes.
One more.
Hey,
We got to do one more.
here we go. I'll get to watch it.
Hit him in the face this time.
Yeah.
Oh, God! Hit him in the head.
Just a glancing blow.
Got
No
him in the
stitches.
face. Tiny whoop face punch.
That was a neck shot.
Inverted tiny whoop face punches coming at you. Here we go. Face punch. Wait, hold on. I was not lined up. Inadvertent face punch. Here we go. Ah! I hit the ceiling.
Yeah. You go between my hands?
Maybe. Oh, God! I hit the face! And I got it stuck in his hair! 10 points! Oh, no, it's on his
on my
arm.
shoulder.
It's just bounced on his shoulder. God, that's weird.
Dad.
There it is. Alright. Face punch time. We gotta get a proper tiny whoop inverted face punch in. Oh! I disarmed it early because I knew it was doomed. Oh! I don't know why I disarmed. It was actually set up
It
perfect.
was good.
Ah!
Come on, my arms are getting tired.
First one was luck.
Yeah!
God damn it, I keep disarming because I don't want to hit him in the face with it armed.
Oh, hit me in the face.
Ah!
I have Medicare.
Hold on. Why am I having such a hard time with turtle mode lately? Here we go, face punch.
Perfect.
Oh! You gotta keep your arms up for longer. This is how you get your parents to work out.
There we go.
There it was. That was it. Oh, God, and I'm stuck. Ah! Oh, I'm stuck under the helmet. Now it's fine. You can always get it out. There we go. Godzilla! Oh, God! Okay, oh, God. Oh, boy. There it is, yo. Power loop your family and friends. Come on, little guy. Come on! There it is. Jesus!
Hey!
I'm attacking. Can't even see that I'm attacking. Oh, man, we got some Jello now. Ooh! Oh! What's it like being orbited at full bananas? Why did I hit that? Is it exhilarating?
It is exhilarating. It's stuck under your chair.
Aye.
That was fun.
Man, there's a lot. All right, so let's...
That's only a second battery?
Yeah. Which is the last battery for this rig. Where's the jello coming from? Where are the vibrations coming from? To check for vibrations very quickly, flip into turtle mode and slowly spin each motor up and just hold it and just feel. Where can I show you guys? Just hold it like this and just feel. Motor number 2 is fine. Motor number 1 is the problem. Motor number 3 is fine. Motor number 4 is fine. So motor number 1, I can just feel that it's vibrating harder than the rest.
Sounds a little different too.
So that is either the motor bell,
Might be
being
beard
bent,
hair.
or beard hair, or the propeller. First thing to check is always the propeller, and you just change it out. Just swap the propeller for a different one, and see if the situation gets any better. I know
Unplug the battery.
I have one We do it quick. I have one propeller sitting here. Let's really quickly try it. Swap, off, on, and we'll go back into turtle mode and see if that makes it any better. Back in turtle mode, motor 1. No. And it is no better. So the bell on motor number 1 is bent. They're all starting to get bent. That's fine. Let's get the ESC cooled off a little bit here. I'm just chilling. I think we have about enough battery life. It's not bad. There's a specific RPM where this battery is shit. Oh. There's a specific RPM that the jello happens at, and it's a higher RPM than where I normally fly, so we'll just ignore it. Dennis M, thank you for subscribing, my friend. All right, so that was the Tiny Whoop 0702 32,000 kV rig on the NewBee Drone Cockroach V3, Cockroach 65 V3 frame. And the frame is continuing to hold up. This frame I have the least worries about in terms of durability.
Did you see Dan Zilla's note here?
Just realized Maggie and Rhymer episodes comparing notes. You're in trouble. Indeed.
We're both in trouble.
Rob Axelson says, Papa Ciotti power loop for the win. Indeed. Rob Axelson says, face punch equals mushroom bruise. Hillside FPV says, is that your dad? It is indeed. Veritas Ruza says, pantless power loop leads to props and pubes.
Okay, here
Try
we go.
explaining that to the to my neighborhood girl's dad. Indeed. Put your pants back on, for Christ's sakes. Nobody wants to see that.
That's true.
Myself included.
Even your mom.
Yeah. I feel that. Live that reality. Now we're gonna do the Meteor 65 airframe. Is today the day that we can break another one of these Meteor 65 airframes? This is on the Tiny Whoop 30,000 kV 0702s. Only because I don't have another set of the 32s because they're not in stock. I did talk to Jesse today, actually, about motor stock, and he's got another big order of motors coming in. So get ready. Do yourselves a favor. Subscribe to Tiny Whoop everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, all the places, so that you have a better chance catching the announcement of, hey guys, more motors came in stock, because they're going to go quick. All right. As you can see, the 30,000 kV motors still have, oh, for Christ's sakes, plenty of power. Come on. Let's see if I can get it out of there. I might not be able to get it out of there.
Yeah, it's up sideways. There's a blanket it's on.
The blanket is the devil. Oh, goddamn! That was very close. Even 30,000 kV motors are enough to power loop a 6-foot-tall man. I can't even get it over there without crashing. Oh, God!
If I keep my mouth open, can you put it in there?
Probably. Not on purpose. Oh, Christ. I can't even fly it over there. What am I doing? Here we go. Oh, my God. I almost did.
It's a flesh wound.
Jesus Christ. I really almost did. We saw his face and everything. Ah, right in the butt. This is This is a different power loop because it's a very tall power loop, so I'm having to climb. And then... Got him.
You didn't tell me how to wear a cup today.
Oh, God, I hit myself almost. Gotta spread the love. You gotta hit everyone. Oh, come on now. Oh, that's stuck.
Where is it?
It's behind the 3x3 cube. I know exactly where it is. It's here.
Oh my God, it's on the floor.
I know. I could usually get them through here because I got long-ass arms.
You know those grabbers that old people use?
Oh, yeah, right.
You need one.
Yeah.
Right? For that.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Oh, look. There's Candy Kisses over here.
Oh boy, there he is. That's where I get it from.
Yeah.
I take no
The Ciottis are addicted to chocolate.
I take no personal responsibility for that one.
Just give me some chocolate and nobody gets hurt.
All right, Meteor 65 airframe. Can you just die so that I can take this rig apart and put it onto another cockroach frame, please? I'm willing to test 2 of these frames. I'm willing to break 2 of these frames each. WeBleed still has... WeBleed is still in the prototype phase, so breaking 2 of their frames is still leaves them at 0. The Meteor 65 airframe... Oh my god. The Meteor 65 airframe we've broken 1 of, and I don't think this one's far behind. Once this one breaks, it's... They're done, as far as I'm concerned. Oh boy, that was a good one. Oh god. So we could jump from one to the other. Ah, I missed the second one.
I moved.
Perfect. Hate him to say that. Oh, I missed it! It's totally blind. Landing on things is actually incredibly difficult. It's completely blind. I was headed for his face. That right there is the only reason I was able to power loop you on the first shot. This is actually what I call the impossible power loop is very similar to the human being power loop. Oh god! Because it's tall. It's a very tall power loop.
What does it mean when chocolate makes you sneeze?
But you should stop
Not
eating it.
chocolate.
Yeah. You should eat twice as much. That's it.
That's right.
Ah, man, I'm bouncing off everything. Stop it! Leave me alone, world! Oh, there was a big throw there. Hoi! Hoi! Oh god, no! Uh-oh.
How come you don't have the tower in the corner anymore?
Oh, we just keep going through that door.
Oh.
I just made a terrible
Wintertime you'll put it back
error.
up.
Yeah. Oh, I got out. Yes! Crotch attack. All right, first battery down. Frame has still survived. Let's see if we can get on this. Oh, let me fly upstairs and see if we can terrorize Billy a little bit, so you guys can see the smaller dog.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's
And
see if
your
she's
mom.
even up there. That's true. The rest of the family's up there.
Yeah.
Here we go.
What can you do with this?
Going upstairs. What? Oh god. So, what could I do? I could do this. Oh my god! I can't believe I got out of there. And you can kind of see his head the whole time. So we can go through and then out the side. Oh my god, he disappeared. He disappeared on that one. I got through it cleanly, though.
Yep.
Let me do a little bit more of a front. There we go. That's the move. All right, now we go upstairs.
Okay.
That's... Oh.
Back up and warn him?
Hell no.
Okay.
The surprise is half the fun.
For who?
Me. Where's that
that's
small
for
dog
the
at?
screams.
Where's that little dog? There's Mom! Oh god, I almost hit the fan. I think Billy might be in here. I think she put away. Oh boy, I'm off. Oh wait, no, there's that small dog. There's my parents' dog. There it is. What will it think of Tiny Whoops? Will it try to eat them? Oh, she wants to eat it. She might want to eat it. Look at this little dog. She doesn't care about it. Doesn't care at all. Oh, a flying thing? That's cool. Got any food? Doesn't care. Just couldn't care any less. All right, well, that's fine. Christmas tree is up, yo. We put the Christmas tree up.
Looks good.
By we, I mean Maggie put the Christmas tree up when I wasn't looking.
Trim coat.
There it is. There be the,
I didn't order this. Oh no, this was in your wish list.
All right. Ah! It got me. Come on.
Hey!
That's how you do it, friends. Ah! Oh, crash recovery with the save on that one for sure. Ah! We go in here. Oh boy. Okay. Watching them crash is my personal favorite because they just like tumble and explode, and it's great. Ah! The big crashes are the best too, right? This will surely be a big crash. Nope.
That was a long throw.
Oh God! There you go.
There you are.
There's a big one.
You're in the blanket.
Yeah. Hey. Yep. Yep.
You're right.
All right, one more big crash on this battery. Oh my God! Doesn't that look cool?
Again, 2 in a row.
Oh, fart.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, that's one of the coolest looking moves, line of sight.
Yeah.
Oh, it still went through, kind of.
Now, it hit the first gate and dropped.
Damn it. Don't tell him that. It went through the lower one. One more. Ah! All right, this battery's about done. Did the Meteor 65...
The coolest part.
What's that?
Is when you bring them back and drop them on the desk.
Meteor 65 airframe has survived, but the crease is back, and it's getting worse every time. That's where these frames crease, and then we need to bend them back because the crease makes the circle smaller. And yeah, so you bend it back like that, and then it'll subtly bring itself back out. It's doing it on both sides.
That's the rear? Front.
Both fronts. Yeah, it's going to do it on the fronts way worse.
Sure.
And you just bend them back.
Oh.
And it'll last a little bit longer. That's just it catching on the prop.
Okay.
You can round it back out. But that's where it's going to break. That's where the black frame broke. Yeah, the crease on motor 2, like it's nasty. It's going to break there for sure. That is the Achilles heel of these Meteor frames. I don't know if they could have fixed that or not, but they didn't. So here we are. Other than that, though, it's nice that the frames are so lightweight. They are the lightest weight of.
Yeah, pick 2 out of 3,
these.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Now we're on to the WeBleed rig. WeBleed Screamer 0702 32500s with the V2 of the prototype crown frame. Here we go. Last bit of demolition. What's happening? Chad. Rab Axelson says 3 minutes and 29 seconds with all those turtle modes. That's not bad. Was that... That was not even one of the most fresh batteries. That was one of the older batteries.
Hillside, yes.
Efficient rigs.
Face punch mushroom brews.
Yeah. Oh, I caught the top of the... Oh, get me out of here. What's happening? Oh, rejected. Here we go. Oh, so close. I'm going to bounce over here. Jesus. Aye. Come on. Let's go back upstairs real quick. Just real quick. Oh, no! That's going to be a tough one.
Want me to go?
Oh, fart.
Or are they up there?
Somebody's getting it. I can
Yeah.
hear the
Somebody's walking around.
footsteps. I wonder where it was. It was like under the tree, it looks like. Thank you! Thank you! Thank
Two
you.
Stevie Wonders for the price. Oh, yeah, you're...
Oh, I'm on the wrong scene. Farts!
I should have noticed that.
No, right?
That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm getting paid for. Oh, there we go. Now I can watch it fly. And there's Sue's mom and Sue's woman. I mean, Aaron's woman. That's Aaron's mom.
Let's see how mad they'll get.
Well, if you knock their drinks over, you'll piss them off.
Didn't quite get it. Where is that small dog? How does this dog not care at all about the tiny one?
No, they probably put them both away.
No, I was flying around
Billy.
Billy earlier. She just doesn't
She's
care.
right
Look,
there.
Doesn't care at all.
No. She's never seen a drone before.
She's just looking for toys. That's it.
Hit her with it. That always pisses your mom off.
That's where I get it. Now you guys know. It's not me. Oh, God, this battery is just shitting the bed. Ah! Oh, God, what is going on? Get out of there. Try to chop your fingers off. Oh! Is it ever going to stop tumbling? There it goes, finally. Alright, last battery coming up here. What? Oh. Inside of the thing. The thing in the place. Is this a... This is a blue marker battery. No, it's a green marker battery. One of the green marker batteries I hurt, and it was probably that one. So that would explain the shorter runtime.
You probably need a spreadsheet for the batteries, too.
I know, right? I would need to number all of them, though. It's way too much work.
Yeah.
When they fly like shit, you just throw them away.
Yeah.
Rob Oxton says, I got to quit FPV if I look half as geeky as that. You look twice as geeky, my friend.
Was he sticking his tongue out?
I got the smallest, least obtrusive goggles with really oh boy, insane antennas. Most goggle rigs look much nerdier than this one. There we go. We're out. Okay, let's not push it through a Matty flip, rather.
Don't try this with a 9-inch.
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, get over it, quad. There we go.
They're not Costco pants. They're what's the shit? I can't think of the name of the company. They make socks and underwear. The hell are they?
No reaction from my father, by the way, for whizzing this thing by his head full throttle.
No, it's just,
That's how brave.
I'm used to it.
That's how much you trust me.
Yeah. It was much scarier when he was into airsoft.
That's true. Yeah, those things make a different sound whizzing by your head.
What the hell is it? They do the commercial with the fat guy in the vice.
Ooh! I don't think I've seen that.
Duluth Trading Company. That's where the pants came from.
Wow. Plinko engaged. There we go. Oh, get me out of here. There we go. All right, ready? We'll do another whiz by.
Did my hair fluff? I could feel my hair. I need more product.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the amount of thrust that these little things make.
They do.
It really... Oh!
Well, your throws over
Dear
there
me.
were like 15 feet long.
Yeah. Well, this is... My favorite throw is this. It's going to go all the way across the room. It's from over here, and
Oh yeah.
Just
She's behind the TV.
Where the hell am I? Oh, I'm on top of the. No, we're fine.
Oh, I see it.
Just on top of the receiver. No big deal. Here, stand in the middle. Stand here. Stand in the middle. I'll whiz one right by you.
Right here?
Yeah.
You want me in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
So between the coffee table and the couch.
Yeah. Oh god, this battery.
Wear my glasses.
I had like one shot. Oh god. I had one shot and it fell out of the air as soon as I tried to turn it around. One more.
Right.
It just makes a sound.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's different. 3.3. This battery's done. There it is. That's your 6 batteries for the day, my friends. Oh god, it's 4:50 already. Jeez.
Woo.
Any last second questions? Fill the chat up. This is a Q&A live stream. Ask any questions you've got of me or my father, because you've only got a few extra minutes, people. Oh boy, do your 6 batteries today, yo. I know you're thinking about skipping today. I see you. Don't skip today. Skip no days. All right, that's good. On that for another session, I think. Skip no days. How about that? No skipping. Duluth is actually the name of a
Duluth
town
Trading
around
Company.
here.
Yes.
I wonder if they're like.
Oh, there's Duluths all over the country.
Whoo, boy.
It's like Trenton's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's loads of them.
Yeah.
So there's your 3 batteries for the day. I kind of showed you guys this already, but I've figured out a clever kind of way of getting a little bit more height out of the tiny whoop grommets. You need these little tiny M2 O-rings. It's hard, right? Because it's reversed.
Everything.
You need these tiny little M2 O-rings. This is how small they are. They're the perfect size for sitting on top of the grommets. And then what you're going to have to do is head over to WeBleed FPV and get this little E6000 applicator. It's got a really fine tip on it, which is going to allow you to just run a tiny little bead of E6000 around the top of the rubber grommet and then glue the O-ring down to it. On today's episode of Mailbag, this is something that my dad very kindly got me when I was bitching about the... man, I can't see shit anymore. When I was bitching about the scales, and I'm happy to say that the scale that one of you beautiful bastards bought me is absolutely dead on the money, because I did open this up to test it. This is a calibrated weight set from Amazon. So you get these calibrated weights, and then you put them on your scale, and you see how close or far your scale is from being right. And I don't know if maybe the scale manufacturers are, they just have it dialed in, but like, this scale is absolutely dead on. 10,
so that's 10 grams.
Yep. So this.
Oh, I thought it went down to 1 gram.
A bunch of different weights: 10, 20, 50, 100. I know it's the
tweezers suck.
Tweezers kind of suck. But yeah,
that's 20 grams.
The scale is just dead on. And I even try. I thought.
Oh look, there's grooves in there.
Groove. Yeah, it does help. I thought maybe they just dialed the scale in for
that's 100 grams.
20, 50, 100. So I put these things on it and I teared it out for them, and it's still dead on the money. It's still absolutely dead on. Yeah, I couldn't. I was.
Whoa, the 200 gram one you can't pick up.
I know, nor the 500.
You don't want to use your fingers to pick these up, because the oils on your hands will add weight to the add mass to the weight every time you pick it up, so it'll make it a little heavier every time. So that's why they give you tweezers.
Dead on, and like
amazing.
Over and over and over again, this scale is dead on. Like, it's really impressive. Although
there we are.
It was just teared wrong though. It was the tear was like -5, I think it was.
Yes.
See, it's now it's -0.03 again. Now it's negative 0.07. That's the only thing that freaks me out about this scale, is that it'll do that when it's unweighted. But who cares what it does when it's unweighted? As long as when it's weighted, it's giving you the right weights.
It's giving you very accurate weights.
So yeah, really, really.
And you really only
impressive.
care up to 100 grams.
Right.
Oh, and there's 2 100-gram weights.
There are 2 20-gram weights as well.
Oh, yeah.
These two, which is kind of neat.
Look at that, 200 exactly.
Right? Like, what the hell?
What the hell is right?
I don't understand.
We spent, I think it was about $5,000 for a scale with this kind of accuracy at the College of New Jersey.
God. But that was a long time ago, right?
And it, well, yeah.
10 years
and
ago?
it was 4 decimal places, too.
Oh, right, right. So yeah, our scale that I've been doing the weight spreadsheet on is dead on the money. So, and I guess if somebody wants to borrow this weight set,
Yeah, I thought you could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, although it's kind of heavy.
it is kind of heavy.
Keep this box.
But I'll figure it out.
No, they can't see that, can they?
Oh, it's gonna blow it all out.
Yeah.
Drop it down really low. Whatever. I'll if you guys want the link to the, don't buy this. Just let me send this around.
Yeah.
The M3 stick ends did come back, by the way. So if you want to rent out a box with every single stick end that exists for
That's
M3, it's a Patreon perk. So join my Patreon. There's instructions on how to do it. And so yeah, this is going to be the next Patreon thing that we have a little. So I guess I'll change the I'll change the stick and dick end Patreon channel to like CiottiFPV rentals or something like that. Good call, FP Avery. Don't send the entire set, just send a few weights.
Oh.
What I'll do is I'll take the gigantic weights out. And
yeah.
I'll just send the smaller weights.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to rent this out from me, you got to join my Patreon and you're gonna pay shipping. But yeah, other than that, it's like donation based. Like donate whatever you want and you get on the list, and then I send it out with a bunch of different labels if there's multiple people that want it. The higher donation gets it first. The more you donate, the earlier in that list you get it. And yeah, you can dial in your it doesn't matter if your scale is off, because with these weights you'll know how much it's off at each different amount of weight, right? At 10 grams it's off by 0.1. At 200 grams it's off by 0.3, and then you can
do a multiplier, and you can
words.
correct for the inaccuracy of the scale by if it weighs 101 grams, you multiply it by 0.99 something or 0.9897. You know, you got to divide 101 by 100.
And then
to get the
your
multiplier.
scale will be accurate as well.
Yeah.
Although what you can't do that with is if your scale's coming up with a different number every time. Hopefully your scale is repeatable with these weights.
Right.
If it's not repeatable, then you just throw it in the dumpster. Or just have your weights be off by a little bit and nobody will know.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anybody. That's it. Rob Oxison says, "Hey, Santa's in your studio." Ryan says, "Have a great trip, Mom and Dad. Your son turned out okay-ish, sort of."
He did. Sorta. Yeah.
Sorta.
Once in a while.
Veritas Huza says, "Is your dad going to fly FPV now?"
No. I fly kites. I fly Rob Axelson's kites. Actually, Rob has built one of my favorite kites. I hate to tell you this, but my absolute favorite is Airmaster. Second favorite is the TC Ultras, where Rob Axelson used to work.
Denzel the Terrible says, "If your soldering mat is magnetic or there are screws on your desk under the scale, it can actually throw it off."
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Correct.
This mat, one of the reasons I got this specific mat is this area is not magnetic. Only the top area where the screws sit are magnetic. That's a good call, though.
Yeah.
Veritas Souza says, "You and your dad look so much alike. Very cool. It's the future Aaron." Off access dropping the Patreon link. Thank you, dude.
He'll never get this heavy. When
Yeah,
I was 40, I was heavy.
Really?
I started gaining weight at 20. Yeah, I had love handles when I was 20. When I was still in the Navy, I had love handles.
Damn, I didn't realize it happened that early. I thought
Yeah,
it was later than that.
I remember the first time somebody called me chubby. I said, "Who the hell are you talking to?" And she said, "You, bitch."
Good one, Mom. Rob Axelson says, I don't math good. I went to art college. Me either, and I didn't go to art college.
Yeah. Yeah. Math was my specialty. Not anymore. Old people
Luckily,
don't do math.
You don't need it anymore.
Now
so.
I have a watch or a phone with a calculator in it. I need that for calculating tips anymore at the restaurant.
It is 5 o'clock, my friends. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for joining me, Dad.
You're welcome. My pleasure, son.
Ah!
Sex on the live stream.
Here comes some flying. Thanks for hanging. What's today? Sunday. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 10, November 27th. Okay, so tomorrow night's not a giveaway stream. A week from tomorrow night is a giveaway stream. So make sure that you join the Patreon so you can get in on those giveaways. It's all explained over there. Last comment of the live stream, Bobby Bags. He says, built a Meteor 65 frame, WeBleed 0702, 26,500, have him on across F4, TBS Pro 32 Nano, pinch cam, 18.9 grams, flies like a beast with the Karate Whoop tune. Very cool, Bobby Bags. What Bobby has built there is very similar to the full tilt racing tune that I've got up on Joshua's website, FPV Know It All. You guys can check that out. Yeah, that's an awesome racing build there. For freestyle builds, we tend to go with a little bit higher KV motors so you can get that off throttle throw. But the 26,500 still do make good power. But yeah, mainly those are a racing motor designed for a little bit more efficiency, a little bit more throttle resolution. Be good, my friends.
We'll be here all week.
Hopefully this is a half decent song. And here comes a little bit of flying from Port St. Joe. Be good, my friends. I'll see you tomorrow night.
To you.